Welcome to Sweet Girl Design Co. We are going to be working on the gingerbread wreath kit tonight that was listed in my Etsy shop. There are, let me check, I believe 4 more wreath kits left. If there's not 4 privately that purchased the wreath kit to let y'all know when we were going to go live, and then I've been posting on Facebook and Instagram. Hey Susie. So hopefully we have a successful night. I went ahead and I listed this wreath completed. There are also 4 more of these wreath kits available in my Etsy shop. They will ship out. Hey Joyce, they'll either ship out this week or the beginning of next week. And I'm going to post this over on YouTube. It'll be my first post over on YouTube. So that's exciting. I'm still trying to download all of my previous TikToks, y'all, to post them over there, but getting good service to do that is not fun. Y'all, I did not go live the last 2 nights. If we want to be honest, the first night, it just was a late night with the kids, so I just needed a break. The second night, last night, I did not go live because I had an absolutely horrible day at work. It was super stressful. It was just all over bad. So I decided to take me and the girls and Granny. Great Granny went out to Maryville. I visit pretty often, and I was going to tell the girls that we were just going to have ice cream for dinner because it was that bad of a day. I was super stressed, super overwhelmed. And my whole face has broke out in little welts from being so stressed out on Wednesday. Well, we didn't end up getting ice cream for dinner because we looked up our favorite place, and their ice cream of the night was salted caramel pecan pie ice cream, and that wasn't going to fly. We wanted mint chocolate chip. So we went over to Texas Roadhouse and we shared dinners with each other. These are 20-inch wreath frames. Someone asked me that, and I meant to post a response video to it, and I totally forgot. So I'll do that after we go live tonight. But these are 20-inch evergreen frames. I did not go ahead and fluff this yet because I want y'all to see how ugly they are when they start out. They're not full. They're really flat. They look lifeless. But you can bring them to life, y'all. So this is the wreath kit that we sold, that I sold in my shop. I listed 4 more because I had to order more supplies and they still had stuff in. So I did order 4 more. Well, actually, I ordered a couple more than that. I think I ordered 6 more and 2 have sold since. But, you know, I'm always ordering supplies. Y'all, so this is my first successful wreath kit. Super excited about that. But with that being said, I've already learned something, y'all. I take for granted for all the tools that I have in my studio because I've been creating wreaths for so long. But I didn't think about the person who is just getting started in wreath making, and they bought this wreath kit because the hard part was done for them. All the supplies were picked out, everything matched, that sort of thing. But I did think about pipe cleaners for the backs of the sign, and I probably should have went ahead and attached the pipe cleaners to the sign. What do y'all think? Should I went ahead and attach those pipe cleaners? Because what happens if you didn't have a staple gun? I mean, it's like one of the first few things I purchased for my business, but what happens if y'all aren't that far yet and y'all just wanted to make a wreath for fun? But I didn't think about that at first. So I think that's something I want to do my next wreath kit. I don't know if I'll do another Christmas wreath kit. I've been way busier than I ever imagined for Christmas, and I'm very thankful for that. So I don't know if I'll do a wreath kit for Christmas, but maybe my next wreath kit, whatever season that may be, if y'all would rather me attach the pipe cleaners for y'all before I ship it, I can do that. It would take me 2 seconds. How are y'all doing this evening? Y'all, I think I'm getting a cold. I sound a little funny. I sound nasally. I'll keep it in mind for the next wreath kit, that's for sure, because I didn't think about it. My little one went to the doctor's Monday. Yay, Susie, I'm so excited to hear that. So I took my daughters, I think it was Monday. I'm sorry, I called Monday, they couldn't get her in. So I called Monday, they couldn't get her in, but Granny called and was like, or texted me, and she was like, hey, Savannah has runny eyes. And I was like, well, I noticed that Friday, I really think it's allergies. And the girls were like, are you sure? I said, yeah, it's just allergies. It's nothing. So later in the day, I checked on her, and, Granny said, her eyes really have got this gunk coming out of them, and they're really runny. I said, well, send me a picture. I kid you not. The same cruddy stuff that was leaking out of her ear 2 weeks ago is now leaking out of her eyeballs. It sounds hilarious. It's disgusting and sad, and I feel horrible for my kid, but it also sounds like a horror movie. Anyways, so I took her Tuesday morning to the doctor's. The poor child's ear infection had gotten so bad, even though she was on antibiotics, it was literally leaking out of her ears. Out of her eyes. So she's on medicine, and what's she doing tonight? She's crying and whining about her other ear. Even though Tuesday morning we were there and her other ear was perfectly fine. Let's get started on the wreath, y'all. We're going to start out by fluffing this wreath kit. This wreath base. This is a 20-inch evergreen wreath base. I picked these up at Walmart. So everyone that received one in their wreath kit, it came from Walmart, y'all. Don't be afraid of this one. Harley, where did you send me an email at? Harley girl, where did you send me an email at? So we are just going to take these little evergreen ties that are all around the wreath that are super flat and laid down, and we're going to pull all of them in the upward direction. I do this really fast. I usually just go through and flip them up pretty quickly, but I'll go slow for y'all. So we're just going to take these little individual evergreen ties and we're just going to pull them upward. This is the evergreen wreath base that I use for all of my wreaths. Awesome, Susie. I would definitely pick them up. I also use the ones from Joann's as well, alongside the ones I get from Walmart. They'll run them on sale. And the only difference in... Harley girl, are you Lori? Anyways, the only difference between the ones at Joann's and the ones here that I get at Walmart, the ties are a little bit shorter. Lori, I messaged you back about 10 minutes after you messaged me today. I messaged you back. There's some steps that will need to be taken because I insure every wreath through UPS for damage reasons. So please follow up with me with that email that I sent you. There's going to be steps that have to be taken to get that process started. I can't do anything without at least that first step started for me, okay? So we're going to keep on going around. And we're just going to keep pulling these upwards. They're going to face towards the ceiling. Yep, Lori, I messaged you. Oh, I'm sorry. Yep, maybe it was a little bit more than 10 minutes. It came across my phone. I went downstairs at work and I didn't have my phone with me, and all I did was walk back upstairs and answered you. I answered you right back. But I've got to have those steps taken care of. Alright, so the whole wreath base is fluffed out. That was the first step, y'all. Easy peasy. Nothing to it, but all we're doing is we're pulling all those little evergreen ties that were all laying flat and pulling them up towards the ceiling. And then we're just going to set it to the side for a minute. Y'all have like the worst heartburn. I already took stuff and it's not helping. When I get stressed and overwhelmed, my heartburn comes back. Anyways, I didn't go live last night either because, y'all, I've just been overstimulated, overwhelmed, all of those things. So I needed a night off. I needed a break. All right, so now we've got our 2 rolls of Deco mesh. This Deco mesh has got red and emerald green metallic with the white snowdrift. Love me some white snowdrift. The Deco mesh links that I use are 10.5 by 10 yards. And then this is just a natural mesh. Natural, it's got some poly in it, and then it has a little bit of burlap in it as well. It's a nice thick mesh. Also 10.5 by 10 yards. I don't do any wreaths with smaller Deco mesh. I think they make some maybe like 5 or 6 inch rolls of Deco mesh. I don't mess with those. And I don't do anything with 21 inch mesh anymore. And it's not because there's anything wrong with 21 inch mesh. The cost of shipping on 21 inch mesh has gotten just out of hand. And so it's just made it way too expensive to use in wreaths because of the shipping on it. So y'all, we're going to start. I was teaching this the other night when we were live. A lot of wreath makers roll out their Deco mesh this direction where it rolls freely here. I prefer to roll mine out with the rolled side down. So you see how it curls under? I prefer it curled under. And I just guide it with my hand instead, because as you're cutting this and you cut here, you don't have to worry about this rolling up on you. So that's just like my little thing that I do that's usually pretty different from other wreath makers. So for this wreath, I'm going to clear off some of this mesh. The Deco mesh is 10.5 by 10 yards, 10.5 inches by 10 yards. And the wreath frame is a 20-inch evergreen wreath frame. So all of this that we're talking about tonight is a wreath kit that I have in my shop. I do have 4 more listed in my shop. And they can ship out pretty quickly. And then this video is going to be posted as my first video over on YouTube. And if you're over here watching it, the replay over on YouTube, message me in the comments. So we're going to measure this out. So a couple of tools that I absolutely have to have in my wreath business, not only a staple gun that we talked about, is a rotary cutter and a self-healing mat. You also use self-healing mats in quilting and sewing for cutting material. But in my case, I just cut Deco mesh and ribbon with mine. You can pick up a cutting mat at many places. ShopLikeSweetGirl.com sells cutting mats, bow makers, rotary cutters, scissors, ribbon, Deco mesh, all of the things that you need to make wreaths. You can also pick up cutting mats at Walmart, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, even Amazon. Just make sure you're comparing prices. Shop around. If I'm going to have to spend money in shipping part, I see if there's other things that I can get from that place to save on shipping, and that sort of thing. If you have questions about rotary cutters or cutting mats, let me know. One of my biggest tips that I could say, get a cutting mat that's at least 36 by 24 inches. It's my favorite size. I actually have a backup for mine, just in case I ever cut through. So we're going to start by cutting our Deco mesh at 20 inches. because we're going to do the Cruffle method, and I do this method all the time. I'm going to show you the way that I learned how to do the Cruffle method, and then the way that I prefer to do the Cruffle method. So we're going to just cut this, and we're going to need about, let's say, 14 pieces each. If you all have questions while we're going through this, y'all let me know. I have actually listed this wreath as finished already in my Etsy shop. It's going to be the first listing. It's got a stock photo. Lori, did you hop back on here, darling? Well, I've never had that happen before. I'm doing it nice and slow for y'all. ASMR. Can y'all hear me cutting the mesh? I'm surprised somebody hasn't complained my baby monitor's on so I can hear the kiddos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Thank you so much. We're going to cut 14 of these. You go to sweetgirldesigns.com and it'll take you right to my shop, sweetgirldesigns.com. It's also linked in the bio. I'm going to be weird and only cut 13 because I just made like 4 wreaths the other day and they all used 13 of each color instead of 14. I always cut 20 inches. So in this case, you're going to use a little bit more than half of each roll of mesh. So in this case, all you'd have to do is just throw in another random roll of mesh. I wouldn't use this one. But let's just say we throw in like another random unfinished roll and you're still going to have a little less than half of this. So these 3 pieces will get you a whole nother wreath. It's 10.5 inches wide by 10.5 inches wide by 10 yards in length. I do have a groove. Because I literally cut at 20 inches for all of my Deco mesh, and I've made so many wreaths this year. I have a backup mat. I could flip this mat around too and use the other side. I probably should do that, but rotate it so that way I was cutting the opposite direction. But I have a backup for my mat for the day that I cut through it. It'll be funny. There ain't nothing wrong with it. So now we're going to cut 13 of the natural mesh, also at 20 inches. And then you're going to have enough ribbon to use in another wreath as well in the wreath kit. But this is why I roll the mesh in this direction, is so it doesn't keep rolling back up on you. And this one, we're just using 2 different meshes. Connie, I used to do that, and you have no idea how often I messed it up. Call it my ADHD, I don't know. But I couldn't remember that I put it on 2 and to come down to 22. This mesh is all part of my wreath kit that I have listed in my Etsy shop, sweetgirldesigns.com. But I order mesh from all over the place. 2 of the places are linked in my bio, and that is my affiliate link for Deco Exchange, which is shoplikesweetgirl.com, or I also have linked in the bio the wreathshop.com. I also order from Craft Outlet. I still recommend them to people. They don't offer an affiliate link. I'm not counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 3 more. Y'all, the weather here in East Tennessee was so weird. We had softball practice tonight. I started getting a horrible headache. I do have some ribbon in my wreath shop. Welcome. I have some ribbon in my wreath shop. I'm going to offer more ribbon here soon. I've just got to get some listed. I started out with Christmas ribbon. I know that some people are interested in, say, maybe some Christmas ribbon boxes, like mystery boxes. Nope, no Grinch. Grinch is copyrighted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One more. The Grinch is a copyright infringement. Can't sell anything Grinch. You can't even call it the Green Monster. It will still get you in trouble. So, like I said, you're going to have enough mesh to throw in something that you have left over. I keep all of my rolls that I don't finish on a shelf right next to my workstation, so I can reach over and grab one and use that before I get started. Like, if this was exactly the same, I would have picked up my started roll before I started the new roll. I did, Susie. I thought I commented. That makes me so happy to hear, because I'm being messaged right now for somebody that their box was completely destroyed, and it destroyed the snowman and it destroyed the ornament, and I'm going to have to dispute it with UPS. This will be the first time I've ever had any issue with UPS, and it makes me super sad. I'm not sure if Lori's in here or not. This doesn't show any of her personal information. So I'll show y'all real quick. Can y'all see that box? They completely crushed it. Literally like somebody stepped on it. We're working on the gingerbread wreath kit that I had listed in my shop over at sweetgirldesigns.com. Can y'all see that box? I know. So I'm going to have to dispute it with UPS. That's going to be a fun process, let me tell you. Because I even use a heavier duty box for these things not to happen. So we'll see how that goes. I've shipped out, I don't know, over 100 orders already. Knock on wood. Never had an issue. So I've never had to dispute anything with UPS. So this is going to be real fun, y'all. And I know. She's not happy about it. I'm not happy about it. Of course, I'm going to make it right. But I'm out a lot of money if they won't refund me. And I don't know how long their refund process takes for a squished box. No idea. Never had to deal with it. The snowman is all messed up. Yeah, well, I worked until 2 a.m. Saturday on orders, and then I worked from 10 to 6 on Sunday, and I never work weekends. They're for my family and for my kids. So it's a bummer. There were 15 of them that's gone out this weekend. So I mean, I guess my odds are pretty good that only one was destroyed, but I cried about it. I was pissed off about it. All of the things. How easy would this be for 4-H kids? I think they would be able to handle it. My thing would be the bow. And with that being said, if we're going to order something like a wreath kit for 4-H kids, we could talk about this in private messaging on any of the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, or the messaging system on Etsy. And possibly I would go ahead and pre-make the bows for you all. So all you'd have to do is attach the bow to the wreath, because making the bow could be complicated. So let me know. We could probably do that. Alright, so this is how I first learned how to do the cruffle method, y'all. So bear with me. While we do this. So this is how I learned how to do the cruffle method, and then I'm going to show you an easier way. So you take the mesh and you roll it twice. Then you turn it around and you take the mesh and you roll it twice again. And then you're going to take this bottom hand down here that's closest to you, and you're going to crinkle all the way up. That's how I first learned how to do the cruffle method, y'all. I didn't like that. My hands didn't like that. The crinkling on the countertop made my hands ache. But I loved the cruffle method. So I don't do it that way anymore. I am going to put this cruffle in there. We're going to take the cruffle and we're going to just slide it in between 2 ties. And then we're just going to push it down in between the 2 ties and give the tie 1 to 2 twists. Sometimes I do 1, sometimes I do 2. There's no method to it. So that's how I learned how to do the cruffle method. How I do the cruffle method now is I've got this out here. So this right here is where my chest is. I just put it out in front of me, and I curl these. I have the curls facing outwards. And I curl those in. I'm out of camera view. I'm sorry, y'all. 1, 2, sometimes even 3 times. I don't count it anymore. And I just like scrunch it together. And that's how I do the cruffle method, y'all. I don't have that pinching motion on the counter anymore that was bothering my hands. I'm not spinning and twisting the mesh. It was a lot more time consuming. So I just do that. Sometimes as I get more tired and I've been making wreaths all day and my hands are tired, I will actually use my chest to hold it. And you just give it 1 to 2 little twists. And that's it. So I'm going to alternate these because I don't want all of these red and green ones on the outside and all the natural ones on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that natural one more time. So yeah, as I get tired, I will hold this against my chest. That's just because my hands and my arms get tired. Probably been working on a wreath all day. And I just crunch it. And then we're going to put that on the outside. You're just going in here and you're skipping 2 or 3 of the evergreen ties, and you're popping another one in. You're just going to grab 2 of them and twist them. You're going to pretend like these evergreen ties are just like pipe cleaners, y'all. No different than any other wreath that we worked on before with different types of frames. This is a poly Deco mesh. Thank you. I'm just using the evergreen wreath pieces that are already in there. So at the beginning of this video, I showed y'all how these are just very flat and lifeless, and we pulled all of those ties to face up towards the ceiling. So these are poly Deco mesh. All of this stuff, and then this one's called a snowdrift mesh, but it still has the poly in it. But all of these items come in a wreath kit that's available in my Etsy shop, sweetgirldesigns.com. If you want the finished wreath, that's also available in my Etsy, and it will ship out quickly as well. Just going to give it a nice twist, 1-2 times. Nothing special. You don't have to go in there and twist it a ton of times. Okay, now we're going to repeat that snowdrift mesh again. Y'all, I decorated my office at work, my little cubicle, with my Christmas tree. I posted a video earlier today. It's super cute. Y'all, I'm not cool, and I don't know how to make those super awesome transition videos where, like, you throw the ribbon at the tree, and then the next transition, the tree is complete. No idea how to do that. I absolutely love an evergreen wreath form. I will use them year-round. With the occasion, I'll use grapevine and evergreen swags, but I sell wreaths with this frame on it 9 times out of 10. I really only do like 1 swag or grapevine for every 30 wreaths. Okay, now we're going to go back to the natural. Thank you. Y'all, I threw that tree together in less than 2 hours. At work in a tiny cubicle, keep pushing my little rolly chair around and everything. So you're just missing, let's see, how many? 2 ties, and we're going to the next one and adding it in. It doesn't have to be complicated, y'all. So we got 1, 2. This one's got a little bit of gap, so we'll add it right in there. Thank you. 20-inch evergreen. It's not common that I do the poof method. Thank you. You should try out a wreath kit and then just follow the steps of a video. You can do it. It just takes practice. I've been making wreaths now for 5 years. Trust me, they get better. Awesome, Joyce. I have still got to make a garland for my office. The tree's just up. That's all I got up. Once you get used to making wreaths, they should take about 45 minutes to an hour. You all know when we go live, because I'm chatting, answering questions, it does take longer. But that's just part of it. So if things get really busy, y'all know I won't go live for the night if I've got too many orders to fill. I'm pretty sure like 10 minutes ago we were talking about the weather and I never finished that conversation. Awesome, Joyce. I have not had any. I've had 1 garland order this year. It's really surprised me. I've been so busy with wreath orders, though, I have not finished that navy blue and champagne gold garland yet. I love making garlands. They are very time consuming. The ones that I do usually take almost 4 hours. I don't make garlands live. I did fill a garland base live with y'all a couple weeks back. But garlands take a lot of time. I want to offer a garland class, hopefully one day. I'm just not ready to do that. There are a lot of things that go into doing a class, and I just don't think I'm there in my business yet. Skip a couple and add in another one. We did 13 of each color. I said 14 originally, but I've been making a lot of wreaths lately, and I've been having a couple left over. So I'd rather have to cut one than have to have one left over. They are 20 inches. I cut all of my deco mesh for all of my wreaths like this at 20 inches. I'm hoping to be able to upload more videos to YouTube, and I'm going to use all of our recordings from TikTok, but you have to have extremely good service to download those videos off of TikTok to your phone because of how long they typically are, and it's very spotty for me. And your screen can't turn off and all that stuff. I usually fall asleep at night trying to download one, and that doesn't work. I've got 4 wreath kits listed, and I also have the finished wreath is available in my shop. Hey there, how are you? I do use evergreen garlands. I pick mine up at different places. Depending on the season, sometimes I use the thinner ones from Walmart and I double those up. Sometimes I use the super heavy, thick ones from Hobby Lobby. It depends on the order. And you can twist each end separately. You don't have to twist them at the same time. You'll see sometimes I just twist them separately. Roll them, twist them, whatever you want to call it. I'm getting it all over my sweatshirt. I should say my husband's sweatshirt that I stole and he ain't getting back. Again, we're just rolling those ends in and ruffling them up. This way I find so much easier and so much quicker than the other method. Any questions so far? Sweetgirldesigns.com. It could go better. They are 20 inches, Sherry. My night could be going better. This week could go better. The only thing that's gone really good this week is everyone got paid on time this week. Thank you, Jesus. Don't know how that happened, but it happened. Payroll had to be submitted differently this week because tomorrow is a bank holiday. Then I got a super good deal at Hobby Lobby. 75% off fall. In this store that I went to had a ton of pumpkins left. So I got a really good price on leopard print pumpkins for next year. Black and white buffalo check pumpkins for next year. I picked up a table setting for my very ugly dining room table thing that I have. So we're hosting Thanksgiving at our house for the first time, and our dining room table is non-existent. So I have this huge folding table where the legs fold under. But y'all, we use it for like outdoor projects and stuff, so it's been painted on. So I found a really pretty tablecloth on the 75% off sale, and a turkey and this wood thing that I will put the turkey on with some pumpkins. So now my table doesn't look so grody. I had to get some shopping therapy in yesterday after my horrible day. I do some teardrop swags. I have a super cute Christmas teardrop swag listed in my shop. It is gold, red, and leopard print, I believe. I am going to Hobby Lobby the day after Christmas to stock up for next year. And I've promised myself this year I'm not going to forget to order Mardi Gras, because I did that last year, y'all. I forgot all about placing my order for Mardi Gras. Thank goodness I purchased when I did, because Mardi Gras wreaths for me were flying off the shelf. This is a 10.5 by 10 yard deco mesh, and we cut them at 20 inches. The wreath kit for this can be purchased over my shop, sweetgirldesigns.com. The finished wreath also can be purchased there, sweetgirldesigns.com. If you're looking for just supplies in general, I've got a couple of places linked in my bio, but shoplikesweetgirl.com is my affiliate for Deco Exchange. I do get a percentage of the sales on that. It's not a whole lot, but I shop there all the time. And then the wreath shop, that is also listed in my bio. I left yesterday from Hobby Lobby with 2 cartloads full, and my daughter was carrying a big bag out. I bought, hold on, I'll show you what I bought all of. I'm never that person that buys everything that a store has. I like to leave some for people. I did not do that this time. I'll show you in a minute what it was. I cut 13 of each color, and there's 2 colors of mesh. I strictly went for this Santa Claus for a primitive Santa wreath order that I have. If I would remember to send her the listing. But from the looks of it, I cut too many. Not a whole lot too many, just 1. So I originally said 14 of each color, but lately I've only been using 12 or 13 of each color, so I didn't want to have a bunch left over. I bought some fall, but it was mostly Christmas. Oh, I was going to show you. Y'all, the store had 40 of these left, and I bought every one of them. Actually, I lied. They had 42 left, and I bought 40 of them. 2 of them, the leaves were all crinkly. You can get some deco mesh from like Hobby Lobby or Joann's, but you've got to be picky. The ones at Joann's, anything that's got a natural burlap in it, you should be okay, but check the length, because sometimes the ones from Joann's are not 10 yards. They're shorter than 10 yards. They all look the same size in the basket or on the shelf at Joann's. They all look the same width, but this core right here will be really large, so there'll be a lot less mesh on it. So just remember that when you're at Joann's, look on the tag and make sure it says 10 yards. This one right here is from Hobby Lobby. It runs $11.99, and they now do this at 40% off, not 50%. But if you go online to hobbylobby.com, when they drop this on sale at 40% off, it's actually listed online for $9.99. So I would just buy it over there on a Saturday or Sunday when they offer free shipping. And that's how I would do it. So this one does come from Hobby Lobby. You can get a couple of the Christmas ones over there at Hobby Lobby that aren't horrible. They have Christmas mesh for 60% off. Yes. It's not all treated equally. Some of it's good. Some of it sucks. I don't really know what's good or bad this year. They had this one over in the Christmas section also. I stole this one roll. Or someone shoved it in this plastic. not 100% sure, I'll take it because it was 60% off and this one was $9.99. Hobby Lobby. Joann's is the one you have to watch the links because they will be, they'll be a lot shorter and you won't get as much mesh out of them. Steer clear of Dollar Tree mesh. You're going to have a lot of shedding. You're going to need a lot more of it. The quality isn't there. I like the Buffalo Plaid one from Hobby Lobby. I have the black and white. I don't have the red and black, but I have had the red and black in the past. The red with the little tiny bit of metallic isn't horrible from Hobby Lobby in the Christmas section. It will do if you need it for a project, but it's not my favorite. You're welcome. I just prefer quality over what you find locally from the online stores. So if you're looking for quality and a good price, online stores are the way to go. See, I don't even use Dollar Tree to practice on because the quality just isn't there. It does a lot of shedding, and I'm not messing with the heat burner. Or the wood burner, whatever you call it. So your mesh is done. We have one left over. So that tells me we used... Didn't I cut 13? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I guess I cut 12 of the snowdrift mesh. Guess I can't count when I was cutting. And I did cut 13 of the natural, but we have one left. So 12 of each will fill an evergreen base. You just have to skip a couple. Skip 2 or so ties in between each one. 1 or 2, I never count. I just move some out of my way and stick another piece of mesh in. Yep, shoplikesweetgirl.com and the Wreath shop and Craft Outlet. Awesome. 2 of those are linked in my bio. I've done a wreath for charity before. Our fire department was doing an event and was asking for items to raffle. Our fire department here is volunteer only. Yay, the kids' TV's off. We're going to use this later in the wreath. Someone asked me what I did with the pine. I'll show you how to use this. I'm going to take you all to the point where you all can stop. And the wreath would be perfect, and that's all the steps you need to do. And then I'm going to take the wreath even further for like what I would do to list in my Etsy shop. But we're going to do a stopping point where the wreath would be perfect the way that it was. And then we're going to take it to the next level. So just in case someone who bought the wreath kit is at the next level, then they can do this option as well. I added new glue to my glue pot and it's taking forever to melt. Y'all probably can see it down here at the bottom of the screen. When you add glue to it, that first melt takes forever. I purchased my evergreen wreath frames from Michael's, Joann's, and Walmart. They're 20-inch frames. They don't look like a whole lot of much when you first get them. They're very flat and lifeless. You've just got to fluff them up, and you end up with like a 22 by 22 inch wreath base. The base without anything on it is about 5.5 inches in height, or technically width. These that were in everyone's wreath kit that sold were from Walmart, because I want y'all to know that they're good. They can run anywhere from about $5 to $10. Just depends on where you get it from. Hobby Lobby even sells some of them. I haven't found the single base, evergreen bases at Walmart or at Hobby Lobby this year, but they have had them in the past, and somebody else says they found them at Hobby Lobby. My store just wasn't carrying them. Never wipe your countertop space off with your hand. Everything has little wires in it. Those little wires will be in your hand. I love an evergreen vase. I use them year round, and you can hide them. You don't have to see them in the vase. I mean, you hardly see it in this one now. But on the back side you see it. But it's a wreath, y'all. We're not here to look at the back. Yep, $3.98 and then add tax, so, you know. But I love them. I want to be able to offer evergreen wreath frames in my shop this year. They're talking probably about February if I love the quality of them. So we'll see. I think we were talking about the price somewhere between $5.50 and $7.50 plus shipping. Trying to shoot for the $5.50 mark. You've got to buy a lot of them to be able to offer it at that price. All right, y'all, let's get the wreaths, the sign attached. The first thing I always do is I take the stickers off on these. You can take a putty knife. You can use your fingernails. My acrylics keep me from being able to pick it up. So I take this box cutter that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just run it like this. You should always run it away from the body. Don't listen to me. Run it away from the body. But as soon as you put this underneath here, you can grab a hold of it and pull it off. The only time I have an issue with a sticker coming off is if that sign has sat in my shop for, you know, over a year. They just seem like they don't come off the signs as easy. Pipe cleaners. A little lesson about pipe cleaners. Run. Far, far away from the pipe cleaners at Dollar Tree. They just aren't heavy duty enough to hold your products. The wires in them will snap. They're just not strong enough. If you're doing this as a business and not for personal, spend a little bit more on pipe cleaners for quality, so that way you don't have to worry about them wires just breaking off. I personally love the ones from Hobby Lobby. They're in the craft section near the felt. I don't know if they're going to continue running them on sale, but they usually do go on sale every other week. Don't know how that's going to change with Hobby Lobby changing hands, but they're my favorite. I usually buy tan, black, brown, mostly for my wreaths that I make, and then I buy the bright colored ones for shipping. I don't even like the pipe cleaners that come from Walmart. I think that they are thin, not as thin as Dollar Tree. They will do in a pinch, but they're not as strong as, they were 40% off in the craft section today. Awesome. That's good to hear. I don't know if that's going to change, though, with the changing of ownership of Hobby Lobby. But they're my favorite. I've never bought pipe cleaners online from any of my online vendors. And the reason being is I don't know the quality of them, and I don't want to order them and they be thin. Yeah, Hobby Lobby, the owner is giving his life to the Lord, I believe is what he said in his speech thingy. I think it's a tax thing, but he's giving his shares or something like that to somebody else. So I've already noticed some things have changed in sales wise, like what's on sale, because Deco Mesh used to go 40% and now, or sorry, 50%. Now it's 40. That's going to make a big difference in us, especially if they start changing a lot of other things. We need it at 50 at least. This is the staple gun that I started out with. My husband bought this for me when I first started making wreaths. He picked it up at Home Depot. Or I'm sorry, lies. He picked it up at Lowe's. It's an Arrow staple gun, and you need 1/4 inch staples. This is all you need. I'm extra, and I have a battery operated one, and I love this. Also 1/4 inch. I have no idea if they're going to be open on Sundays. I would say probably still not, but who knows. With that being said, the only big difference in my two staple guns, and I was showing this in the live the other night, the staples in this standard staple gun here, that's perfectly good for your signs. Does anyone see those staples? You see how they're flat? Oh, breaking them off. Flat staples. Let me put these back in the gun before I lose them. The staples in this staple gun, if I can get them out, have teeth. That's a little bit more reassurance for me when these are going to go into the signs that they're going to be holding them. You can start here. This is all you need. If you can find one that's like this that also takes the teeth kind, I would go that route. I'm extra. This was a gift to myself after my amazing Christmas season last year. But I like the teeth. I prefer the teeth. So you're just going to take your pipe cleaner and you're going to staple it on. I give it 2 staples per side. I completely missed the pipe cleaner. Let's try that again, y'all. Okay, perfect. And then I just give it one little twist. Oh, Debbie, how sweet of him. I love mine. What brand did you get? Y'all, when they have the teeth, they don't come out. I lied. It came out. But the 1/4 inch ones, you never have to worry about them coming through. Debbie, there should be a setting on your staple gun. Practice with it before you use it on a sign to make sure the depth is set correctly so it doesn't shoot like halfway through your sign or it doesn't shoot close enough to the sign, if that makes sense. My little dial is here and there's a plus and minus. It was an Arrow? Awesome! So I didn't know Arrow made one. I was extra. I have like everything Milwaukee. My studio lights are Milwaukee. Everything's battery powered in my studio. So I just charge those. So we're going to put our sign not all the way in the center. So I'd say that this is the center. We're going to go about 1 inch up from the center. We're going to put a nice big bow down here. Inch and a half, maybe 2 inches from the center up. We're going to take these pipe cleaners and we're going to run them past the Deco mesh and around that bar on our evergreen wreath frame. I don't know where the dial will be on the Arrow one, but I'm sure there is one, so that way you get the right depth. I'll just do one side at first, because usually when I'm putting my signs on and I have my hands under here and you can't see them, I end up twisting on my pipe cleaner there. But so you all can see, I'll show you, I'll flip it over. So you're going to take your little pipe cleaners and you're going to give them a nice little pull. Not a ton, but just a nice little pull so it's nice and tight. And you're just going to give it a couple twists. The sign is part of the wreath kit that I was offering in my shop. My shop is sweetgirldesigns.com, and the gingerbread wreath kit is still available. I've got, I think, 4 left in my shop. We'll get those shipped out right away. I will get those shipped out. There's no we. It's a one-person team. This one is listed in my shop. So when we finish this gingerbread wreath, it's already listed. It's the first one listed in my shop. I don't think I have another gingerbread one right now. I do have a gingerbread swag. The swag is good for like a mantle or a table. You can even hang it on a door. If you're looking for just the sign, you can head over to Craft Outlet, and Craft Outlet has the sign available. Again, we're just running these pipe cleaners down past the mesh. For y'all, so normally, like I said, I would just tighten these with my hands underneath the wreath, but for y'all, so you can see, I'll flip it over for you. Again, you're just going to take these pipe cleaners, and you're going to get them a nice little pull. Nothing extreme, just something to keep it nice and tight. There's not a whole lot going on here, but I don't want it super loose and wobbling around. And then just give it a twist. Twist it quite a few times. We don't want it going anywhere. And then I'm going to cut it short. And then I'm just going to tuck it in to where the pine is at, the evergreen pine. So this puts our sign just slightly, it looks more like it's in the middle. I wanted it just slightly above the middle. Wherever it's at, it's fine. If you put it in the middle, it's no big deal. I just make big bows. So you don't have a lot of play in it as far as picking it up. I just scared the crap out of myself. Like when you pick it up, you don't have a lot of motion this way. You do have a little bit of up and down and side to side, but that's okay. It's not like it's going to flop over when the wreath is hanging up on the door like this. Oh no, y'all, I forgot to take my medicine before I went live. Crap. I should have taken it an hour ago. Sorry, y'all. Need a breather for a second. I have been feeling the last couple days a little overwhelmed, a little extra, a little sensitive. Joyce, I do that a lot. I really should set a timer. I was in such a hurry to get up here tonight because I did not want to be late for the 9:30 that I hardly remembered to water. But usually when I go live and I'm just designing something to put in the shop, if I start at 9:45, even though I said 9:30, it don't hurt my feelings. My kids come first, and that's that. Y'all, it felt so good. My kids went to bed at like 9, I think, last night, which is later than normal, but, you know, Hobby Lobby texted Roadhouse, Mommy needed to get out. I just went to bed with them, and it felt so good. But y'all, I've just been feeling overwhelmed and anxious and overstimulated lately. Our weather was weird today, and I was getting a headache on the ball field from it. I guess from the pressure changes. Wait a minute. Can't the moon affect... Yes, the replay, Stephanie, will be over on YouTube, not Facebook. We have learned that my father-in-law is a little... he doesn't respect the business, and he posts things he shouldn't, and I'm not comfortable posting a video with my voice in it, being that it's my business page, so we're going to put it over on YouTube. Awesome! That you're doing the wedding? Gosh, I did my own wedding in 2017, and that was before I was decorating, so I can only imagine how much my decor for my wedding would be different now than it was in 2017. Maybe that's why I've been feeling overstimulated and just like, nyeh. Does that make sense, nyeh? Does everyone get nyeh? I am on medicine for my bipolar depression, so that's a whole nother thing. So signs on, deco mesh is in, we fluffed our wreath base, we've already got a great start. So let's make a bow. We are going to have our 3 ribbons that are in the wreath kit. Some people got this ribbon with not snowmen, with gingerbread men. Some people got one that was a little tiny bit darker. I don't know. I messed up, y'all. I bought the wrong one the second time. It's just a shade darker. So this is a 2.5 inch ribbon with gingerbread men, not snowmen. This is a 2.5 inch red check ribbon. And then this is a 1.5 inch diagonal striped lime green, emerald, and red ribbon. All of these items that are in this wreath are available in a wreath kit in my Etsy. The replay will be available over on YouTube. And the finished wreath is also listed in my Etsy, sweetgirldesigns.com. Hey, Becky. Y'all, you will have a little bit more of this ribbon left than what I'm going to show you. I was short on an order and I had to borrow from my own roll of ribbon. So, sorry. You will have extra ribbon left to do another wreath. We are going to use the Easy Bow Maker. If you are comfortable making bows by hand, go for it. If you don't have the Easy Bow Maker and you have a different style of bow maker, that's perfectly fine also. If you are interested in getting an Easy Bow Maker, if you go over to my bio here on TikTok, or if you're watching this on YouTube, check out my TikTok, Sweet Girl Design Co. The bow maker is linked right in my bio. You also can go to shoplikesweetgirl.com and go to the search bar and look for or search for bow maker, and it'll pull up. This is the Deluxe Easy Bow Maker. It should run you between $20 and $25 plus shipping, unless you buy ribbon and other supplies. Or so if you're looking for a deluxe easy bow maker, or a cutting mat and a rotary cutter, you actually can get all of those things over at shoplikesweetgirl.com, and that will be a great place to start for supplies to make wreaths. I'm weird, and I always cut off this tail first before I get started, but that's just me. So we're going to measure out, let's do a 12-inch tail. So we're going to measure out a 12-inch tail. When we put it between the dowels, we're going to give it a twist. I was trying to decide if I wanted to change up my pattern of my ribbon, but I think I'll go this direction. Okay, you're going to measure out your first loop. I'm going to go to 6 inches. So you're going to put it between your dowels, and then after you've got it measured out, you're going to give it a twist. Repeat that process on the other side. Y'all, you do you. If you like a bow with 3 loops like I do 3 loops on each side. If you prefer a bow with 4 or 2 loops, do whatever you like. No one's here to tell you how many loops you need. So again, measure out to 6. I like to fluff mine back up, but you don't have to right now. And then make sure you give it a twist and you put it between the dowels. I am a 3-loop bow person, but I was not always a 3-loop bow person. So this is going to be my last loop, again measuring out to 6, but because it's my last loop, I'm not giving it a twist. All right, so we're going to measure this tail out to 6 inches because this tail is going to go upwards. Anyone have any questions or anything like that? I love gingerbread men. So these are 6-inch loops, and I'm doing 3 because I'm weird. No, I'm kidding. It's not weird to do 3. Okay, so to dovetail, you're going to fold your piece of ribbon in half where your 2 seams are over here. You're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut at an angle. You don't want to cut from here across because it will be the wrong side. So you're not starting at the opened side. This side is where it's folded over. Awesome. So we've got this and a swag that's available in my shop that's gingerbread. I'm even open to do a gingerbread garland or a completely different gingerbread wreath. I love gingerbread. My kitchen is gingerbread, but not pink gingerbread. Mine is the reds. The reds, the whites, the emerald green, the natural burlap. So that's how you do a dovetail. I'll show you again one more time. You're going to fold it in half. You can either cut from your fold size or I'll answer your bow question about a tree in a second. Or you can cut from the bottom corner of the open side upward. This is where it's important that you have a pretty good pair of scissors because you don't want to you don't want to have to try and cut this in like what's that called? Like without doing it in one consecutive motion. So like you want to be able to cut in one motion versus doing the cut motion. Yeah, you don't want to do choppy because you're going to get rough edges. So the first tail down here at the bottom was 12 inches. The top tail is 6 inches. It could fray, absolutely. It could fray, it's going to be choppy, it's not going to be clean. So a nice good pair of scissors. My favorite are these Fisker, I think they're called 8-inch. Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's, Walmart, Amazon have Fiskers. I also have another pair of Fisker. These bad boys are large and in charge. These suckers are sharp. These I use mostly for my like 4-inch heavy duty ribbon. I'll probably have to use these on the designer ribbon that I got because they are much more sharp than these, but these are excellent. I've had these. Great question. I was trying to figure out if that's my new pair or my old pair. I bought a new pair at Christmas. These could be a year old or these could be 2 years old. I bought a new pair at Christmas time when I bought another mat and another rotary cutter. The rotary cutter, I still have not had to open another one. This blade of my rotary cutter is 5 years old. Never once have changed it. My mat, get the big one, love the big mat, is super old too, but I cut in the same spot. I knew I need a spare. It was not nearly as bad as this one is now when I bought my other one at Christmas time last year. Anyways, back to the bow. Sorry, y'all. This is the Deluxe Easy Bow Maker. You can get it over at shoplikesweetgirl.com. While you're there, check out other supplies like self-healing cutting mats, scissors, rotary cutters, all sorts of other supplies for wreath making. So 12-inch tail, we're going to put it in between the dowel and give it a twist. This time, we're also going to do 3. We're going to measure this out to slightly less. Oh, Becky, you hush. Slightly less than 6 inches. So I'm talking like 5 3/4 of an inch. It's not a huge difference. Probably about 5 3/4. Make a bow as big as you want. Bigger the bow, the better, in my opinion. But this is just going to be a 3-color bow just because I made this wreath kit for both beginner and people who are seasoned wreath makers. So we gave it a twist. Now we're going to measure this other side out, again, to about 5 3/4 of an inch. And then again, give it a twist. Remeasure if you need to. Y'all, Becky's just playing jokes on me because the other night we had a cranky person in here telling us we talked too much. We told them they were probably in the wrong live. Awesome! You should make a bow for your tree. I, for the first time in the longest time, hand made a bow for my tree by holding ribbon because I was at work and I didn't take my bow maker with me. Again, measure this out to about 5 3/4, but we're not, y'all, I got these to the wrong side. I prefer this one to come from the bottom. Let me fix this real quick. I prefer this one down here to come from the bottom because our tail is going to go to the top. What size do 8 do? Your 8-foot tree, make your tails on your bow as long as you want them to be, however far down you want them to go on your tree. I had a 7-foot pencil tree in my office. You can check out the video. It's the last video I posted here on Etsy. On TikTok. I also posted a video on Facebook and Instagram of my tree, but I did 12-inch tails because I didn't want them to drape all the way down my tree. So check out the video to see the bow. But I did that by hand, y'all. I never do bows by hand. But I had to improvise. I didn't have anything at work. I had the crappiest scissors. I had to steal a pair of scissors from a coworker. And hers were better than mine, but still not great. I still had to do the chopping motion. I did a black and red buffalo check tree in my office. It's just my habit. That's just how I've always made my bows. It gives me a good visual of where we're going with things. If I want to add something, I usually add a lot more than 3-colored ribbon to my bows. To be honest, it's killing me to only add 3 colors to my bow. Ask some of the people who've been following me for a couple months now. I'm usually adding at least 5 different styles of ribbon. You don't have to separate your loops like I do. You could keep them all stacked together. I, again, just like the visual of it. Again, measuring out to 12 inches. This is such a pretty ribbon, and it ties all of our colors together and gives it a little bit of life with that lime green. So I'm going to tell you right here, you do what you want. You can add a slightly smaller ribbon or loop here. So this is probably about a 5-inch loop on this side. This is all for a wreath kit that I have in my shop, sweetgirldesigns.com. I do have a couple left. But ribbon can be found at shoplikesweetgirl.com, the Wreath Shop, or Craft Outlet. The Wreath Shop and shoplikesweetgirl.com are linked in my bio. What was I going to say? You all know, if you watch me often, I like to add a single loop in the center for my bows. Because we're only using 3 colors, I'm going to actually do this in a 3 loop. So I've got a 5-inch loop on each side. Then I'm going to add a center loop here at about 4 inches for the center loop. Then I'm going to measure out my tail at 5 inches. And y'all will see why in just a minute. Angle cut my 1.5 inches. I don't know that it's easier to fluff when I separate it. It's just something I've always done. Again, I think it's just a visual thing. So I angle cut all of my 1.5 inch ribbon and I dovetail my 2.5 inch ribbon. But you do whatever you like. If you want to dovetail all of them, go for it. If you want to angle cut all of them, that's fine too. The finished wreath is available in my shop also. Pipe cleaners. Sorry, y'all. My brain function has not been great. I'm going to show you my 2 pipe cleaner method. You don't really need it with this bow because we didn't add as much ribbon as I usually do. But for many of you all, you struggle with your hands. A lot of us have arthritis. So I prefer to have a longer length on my pipe cleaners so it's easier to attach to the wreath. Also in this wreath kit, I did not include any pipe cleaners. If I were to do this wreath kit again, I would at least include 4. So I've learned that also. Attach 2 pipe cleaners to the side because a lot of you don't have staple guns. And then 2 for the bow. But we're all learning. This is my first wreath kit. And I sold a ton of them, y'all. So I'm super excited about that. I did nick my hand. That's okay. It's not bleeding. It just nicked the surface of the skin. So you're going to take your pipe cleaners. You're going to cross them up here. Oop, out of the screen. Up here at the top. And you're going to give them a twist. They're going to look like this. Whoop. So see how they're, essentially you're taking these 2 little pieces and you're going to cross them like this. Then you're going to take each side of the little short piece and you're going to twist it around that longer pipe cleaner. Again, repeat that on the other side. This is a long piece. This is the bent piece. Twist that a couple times around the pipe cleaner. This prevents this from coming apart. This isn't going anywhere. It's holding on to each other. So you're going to take this pipe cleaner and you're going to slide it down the 2 dowels. Take the end closest to your body and run that under your bow. I'm showing you this way because I struggle with arthritis in my hands and I drop bows if I don't put something that's going to hold my ribbons together. Oh, please, for water. Okay, so you're going to pick up your bow. I have it all right now. Just by that pipe cleaner, I'm not worried about anything falling apart. The bow is not going to come apart or anything, but nothing is pulled tightly. You're going to take your hand, your thumb at the center of the bow at the top, and the remainder of your 4 fingers at the bottom, and you're going to squeeze it. Adjust your pipe cleaners if you need to, but so they're poking out of the back, because they were poking out of here, but that just helps me hold them because I drop them, y'all. So now that we have this here, I squeezed with the wrong hand. No, I didn't. Just kidding. I got myself a little confused. Okay, so hold on. Now that your pipe cleaners are coming out the back of your bow instead of out the top, grab a hold of your pipe cleaners. I've been making too many wreaths, y'all. My hands hurt. Okay. Take your hand in a C. You're going to go up underneath all of those ribbons, and you're going to give it a nice pull and squish all those ribbons upward. This is what your hand looks like. See how I've got all those ribbons pushed upwards with this C at the top? I've got these pipe cleaners. Don't twist the pipe cleaner hand. Hold the pipe cleaner hand in place, pinch those pipe cleaners together. Twist your bow, not your pipe cleaners. Twist your bow. If you prefer to use zip ties for your bow, go for it. I just don't. So now your bow is nice and secure. It's not going anywhere, and it's nice and fluffed. If you keep seeing a motion fly past the window, the camera, I do have a ladybug. Japanese beetle, whatever. The ones that stink and bite. I don't twist the pipe cleaners because I don't feel like I get the pipe cleaners as tight to the bow as if I were to twist the bow. And when I twist the bow, I get a better fluff out of it. I do a little bit of fixing before I put it on the wreath, but not a ton. Y'all, we're going to just attach this super cute little bow down here in the corner. We don't want to cover our sign, but I don't want it in the middle. I'm not a put it in the middle kind of person. Just run your pipe cleaners past your deco mesh into the back. Typically, what you're going to want to do is take your pipe cleaners, pull them pretty tightly, and just give them a twist underneath the wreath. But so that way y'all can see, I'm going to do that and squish the bow a little bit. I'll just fluff it. So again, we're just pulling these pretty tight, and then we're just giving it a twist. There's definitely way too much pipe cleaner back here. But I would rather have all of that pipe cleaner to hold on to, because if not, we would have had these short little pieces in the back that we had to hold on to. Yeah, I'm not a perfectly in the center kind of person. Those aren't going to cut it. I don't cut my pipe cleaners with my scissors, so that way they stay more sharp for cutting bows. I use my side cutters. If I could teach y'all one thing, and one thing only, and that's all you listen to, do not buy craft store cutters or Dollar Tree cutters. Go to Lowe's or Home Depot and get you electrical cutters. You will thank me later, and so will your hands and everything that you have to cut. I cut everything with these. You don't have to be fancy like me. These are Klein, and I know that they're very expensive. My husband is a lineman. I was fortunate enough to steal these from him and told him just to go buy him new ones. Get yourself a good pair from the hardware store. So now your bow is added. That's when you can give it a fluff. An extra one if you squished it like I did. I'm so much more used to a bigger bow, y'all. Emotionally struggling here. So we got our bow added. Now, what do y'all think? Should we add a little loop to this side? I think I want to add a little loop here, and then we're going to add in our ribbon tails. Awesome. Yep. Lineman pliers or electrical pliers are awesome. They are super sharp. Will cut through some pretty large wired florals also. Definitely cheaper than those large floral cutting things. And I've totally drawn a blank on what they're called. But these are more expensive, but 100% worth it. Yes. This pair, I like this pair better than my other pair. This pair is slightly stiffer, so they're easier to do this motion with. I have another pair that this part of it is super loose, and a lot of times I'll try to be cutting and they're like way out here and I'm trying to catch them. So these stay a lot, these are a lot tighter. My other pair are a lot older. They do work well. Y'all, I'm feeling so overwhelmed. Not by the live by any means or by making the wreath. It's just me, y'all. It's just me. What are we making? Oh, a loopy thingy. So, I don't measure out my loopy things. Don't ask me how long they are. I have absolutely no idea. When you're going to go to make your loopy thingy, make sure your pattern is going in the right direction. So you're going to want to start at the bottom on this one or to the side and go towards the top. I'm just estimating on how much length I'm going to need. Thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all, it's just me. It's just been one of those weeks. The amount of bumps all over my face and back will definitely show how anxious I've been. 22 inches is how long this piece is. I didn't measure this. Like I showed you, I just tested a piece in the wreath, approximately how long I'd want it. So we're going to do this one at 22 inches. Trying to go slow for y'all. I know that going slow is weird because it seems like it's taking forever to make a wreath, but I want y'all to be able to follow along and make a wreath also. Awesome. Yep, I sold this as a wreath kit. I think I'm just going to add 2 ribbons into this loop instead of all 3. So dovetail these. I'm going to show them how to stop, a good stopping point for a beginner, and then I'm going to take it next level, like how I would design a wreath. Dovetail. And dovetail. I have listed this wreath for sale at my shop also, if you're interested in the finished wreath. It's just a stock photo of a gingerbread on a little red background, and it says wreath designed on TikTok Live, and it gives today's date. So it is listed. You're just going to come in here and you're going to find some of your ties that you're using to put your deco mesh in. And you're just going to, that's not a long enough tail. You're just going to give your ribbons a pinch, put them between the 2 evergreen ties, give it a twist. Just 1 or 2 times. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Ugh. Again, just come down here, find 2 ties after you gave it a pinch. I probably did the other side a little too long, so let me fix that. Give it a twist. Sometimes you can tug on these just a little bit. Looks like I thought it went a little tight, and pull them through. If not, just loosen it up. Put it back down in there and retwist it back. I think I'm going to put the red to the inside since the gingerbread ribbon matches the gingerbread sign so much. We got our bow on, we got our little loop. Let's add in some tails. This is what I also use the rotary cutter for. I don't usually cut the ribbon strips with my scissors. Occasionally I do. I think I'm going to cut 4 of this one, 4 of the stripes, and 3 of the gingerbread. Let's see though. 14 inches for the tails. Y'all, I'm trying to move slow. So that way if you're trying to design this while you're watching the replay on YouTube, then you'll be able to not have to what am I talking about? Keep pausing or rewinding, that sort of thing. What size is the kit? What size kit's that? The kit comes with a 20-inch evergreen wreath frame. It comes with the gingerbread bakery sign, 3 full rolls of ribbon, 2 full rolls of Deco mesh, and if you're watching from the beginning, you see that you have enough Deco mesh to just add in another half roll with it. Good night, Becky. Thanks for joining us. To make a whole nother wreath, you're going to have leftover ribbon for another wreath. You also receive a box, the same box that I ship all of my wreaths in, of this height. So this is a height for a 6-inch box. So you can either store your finished wreath in it, or if you're a small business, you can ship the finished wreath in this box. That's up to you. Okay, so let's see. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need 3. 3 of the gingerbread. We may be wrong, but I don't want to cut too many and have leftover ribbon. So we'll start here. We'll say we need 3 gingerbreads. That is all the ribbon we're going to use. You're going to have plenty left over for more wreaths. There's tons in there. So for the price, it's going to be excellent. Tons more ribbon in there, y'all. All of this ribbon and the Deco mesh sign, the wreath frame, and everything is all part of a wreath kit that I have listed in my shop right now, sweetgirldesigns.com. If you're just looking for individual products, I do have some ribbon listed at sweetgirldesigns.com, but if you're looking at full wreath items like Deco mesh and all, you can head over to my affiliate, shoplikesweetgirl.com. It is linked in my TikTok bio, or the Wreath shop. That's also linked in my bio, and Craft Outlet are my 3 favorite stores to shop. I get an order all the time. Y'all, I got an order from Craft Outlet today. But I order from all 3 of those companies all the time. I used to also get the wreath kit from shoplikesweetgirl.com. There's wreath kits in there too. I'm going to cut all 3 of this 1.5-inch ribbon at once. So you're just going to put all of your ends together and you're going to angle cut. And then you're going to put the opposite end together, and then you're going to angle cut those. What you're looking for is when you fold these, when you pinch these at the ends and you fold these, your 2 angles are going in the opposite direction. Same direction? Opposite, away from each other. This point goes this direction and the long end goes the other way. Did that make sense? That's what you're looking for, is that direction. So your first one, you're going to cut away from your body. Then you're going to come down to this, cut away from your body, this way. Then you're going to come down to this end, holding all three together, and you're also going to cut away from your body when you're holding it. It'll make more sense when you're holding it, because if you're holding it like this, there's no way for you to cut this way, if you're following. So we've got those cut. I'm not going to cut my 2.5 inch ribbon all together, all three of them together, because I'm not as successful at that for dovetails. Thank you. The replay will be over on YouTube. If you're here watching the replay, let me know in the comments. Right now we are live here on TikTok. There are a few of the wreath kits left if you are interested. I'm not going to restock this wreath kit this year. The finished wreath is also in my Etsy shop. sweetgirldesigns.com. That's where you can pick up the wreath. The finished wreath. I order my ribbon from all over. But 3 places that are my favorite. 2 of them are linked in my bio. Shoplikesweetgirl.com or the Wreath Shop. Both of them are linked on TikTok in my bio. And then Craft Outlet's another favorite. The 2 linked are affiliate links, so I do get a little bit back from those, but Craft Outlet does not have an affiliate program. You're welcome. But they're linked, so that way they're easy to find. So all of our ribbon is 1, 2, 3. I thought 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We were chit-chatting about, I don't know what. I'm going to go with ribbon. And I didn't cut the right amount of ribbon. Y'all. I'm sorry. We need 2 more of this one and the stripes. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. We needed 5 of this. Thought I cut that. And 5 of the stripes. My bad, y'all. I'll show you as I lay it out in the wreath how I've decided. The more you make wreaths, the more you'll be able to eyeball it. But when I first got it started, it took me longer, but I would cut each ribbon tail one at a time. Because I didn't want a lot of extra cut pieces everywhere. Tip number 2 of the night. A lot of people use pins in their ribbon to hold them. I don't like that. I don't need another extra sharp item hanging around my workstation. I use very thin, pretty stretchy ribbons. They're not like super tight by any means. And I just put those on my rolls of ribbon so they don't unravel and go everywhere. Did I really only cut 1? Y'all lucky this is a tutorial on how to make a wreath, because we would probably be calling it a night. It's just been one of those weeks, y'all. Feeling cruddy. Not sick in any means, just mentally cruddy. Alright, well, let's cut some more ribbon. Again, just line up your edges. Cut from the end across the ribbon away from you. Come to the other end of the ribbon. You can't physically cut this way when you're holding it, so that's that's what tells you you need to cut in the downward direction. Because you can't cut over here. Ain't gonna happen. It might, but it would feel weird. Dovetail, fold in half, cut towards the opening. Flip it around, again, fold it in half. This is where your seam is. Just cut towards the opening. We'll call this the seam and this is the opening. Do not take your hand and slide this into your trash bin. Use a brush. Cleaning section at Walmart near like the household cleaner products. All those tails you just pushed off into your trash bin have little tiny wires in them. Do you want to know where those little tiny wires will be? In the palm of your hand, and they hurt. Okay, y'all. Now that I've actually cut the right around a ribbon, sorry, I will show you how I decided how many I needed. So if you take this section right here between the bow and the little loopy thing, it's pretty small. Just by eyeballing it, I can tell I can fit 2 of my tails here and 1 here. So I need 3 for this side. We're going to do the red check in the stripes here, and we're going to do the gingerbread here. Yes, it does, Melody. And I preach it all the time. Don't use your hand, use your brush. Don't worry, I still do it too. This side from this end of the tail back over to the bow is a little bit larger than what we were working with over here. So I say about my hand width. I feel like I do have smaller hands, but my hand width, I'm going to have a check, and I'm going to go over, I'm going to have gingerbread, check, gingerbread, check. So that was 3 checks at the top, 2 checks at the bottom. 1 gingerbread at the bottom, 2 gingerbread at the top. We're going to take our 2 ribbons and put them together. They're both 14 inches. We're going to fold them in half. I usually put my finger in between them like this when I'm folding them, so I don't really give them that much of a crease. And then I just crunch, ruffle. We'll call it ruffle. We don't need a crunch no ribbon. We're going to ruffle the ribbon across. I'm out of screen, y'all. So it looks like this. So we're holding it in our little hands. Then we're just going to go down here towards the bottom of the wreath, and we're going to add our first set of tails in. Again, we're just using the ties that are already on the frame. We're not adding any more pipe cleaners. There's no need to. Save your money. The only time I add pipe cleaners to my evergreen frames is for my bow and when I add ornaments, because glue's just not enough. Our next one we're going to add in is our little gingerbread man. Again, just fold it, find the center, and pinch. It's not rocket science, y'all. We're going to add that in. Again, just use those ties on there. Give it a couple twists, 1, 2, 3, whatever. It will hold it in there. And then give them a little bit of a fluff. We have one more that's going to go in over here. It's going to be a little bit of a tight fit, but that will be okay. Repeat the process. Stack your 2 ribbons. Find the center. That's your center. Ruffle. We're not crunching the ribbon. Ruffling the ribbon. I probably call it crunching all the time. It just doesn't sound very pretty. Take our little pinched, add it to our evergreen ties, and give it a twist. I will have to figure out how to link my YouTube in the bio. I haven't figured that out yet, but we will. I will. Y'all, do you know how much I refer to myself as we? I'm a one-person team. But we be doing things. Me and my personality. Y'all, I'm being good. I'm drinking water. Y'all, so obviously pumpkin spice for Starbucks is out. We're done with that. We're moving on to Christmas. What's y'all's favorite Christmas flavor from, let's say, Starbucks? Me and Duncan have divorced. We're not going there no more. We call each other we all the time. We're a one person team, and we're always referring to ourselves as we's. It's just me and my personality. We gotta go to the Hobby Lobby. We gotta go to UPS. There ain't no we. Ain't no we. It's me, myself, and I. Yeah, we went today. We went to Starbucks. Actually, today wasn't that day. So the other morning, I dropped my daughter off at work. I ordered my Starbucks before I left the stop sign. I drove to UPS, dropped off 6 orders. I had to make 3 trips to the door because my UPS, the door doesn't push inward, so you can't hold packages and push the door. You have to physically pull the door open and hold your packages. So it was 3 trips. Then I swung through the Starbucks, ran inside, grabbed my coffee. Slightly disappointed because I thought I ordered an iced coffee and it was a hot coffee. Didn't argue. They were right. I was wrong. I just don't know how to order on their app. It moved on. What did I order that day? And then I went to work. All of that. Duncan can't figure it out. Y'all, I'm so over Duncan. I told my husband, do not give me a Duncan gift card for Christmas this year. I said, if you want to buy me a gift card for Christmas this year, make it Starbucks. He hates that place. Or just don't worry about it. He probably won't go to Starbucks. Peppermint mocha latte. So I've never had... I'm in Tennessee. I'm in East Tennessee. I've never had peppermint. Maybe a peppermint patty, but that's it. So I've heard about Dutch Brothers. We don't have Dutch Brothers. Now we do have this little mom and pop coffee shop right past my daughter's school. It's literally ran out of a shed that has its own little drive-thru. But when I tell you, you get a coffee that's like, I don't know how to show you because it doesn't look that, it looks big in my hands. Like, maybe like a 5-inch cup, and it's like a $9 or $10 coffee. I was like, I thought Starbucks was expensive. And I don't like their coffee. I've had it. It's not that good. But anywho, what were we talking about? Oh, flavors. I've never had peppermint. It scares me. I love mint chocolate chip, but I know that's a whole different flavor. Do I need to be brave and try it? Y'all, I only order on the app. I've never ordered in person at Starbucks. That place gives me social anxiety. I don't know how to order with all the words and stuff. Alright, so we're just going back into those ties and we're twisting them in. Giving them a fluff. Am I going to have to be brave and try it? I'll just get a tiny peppermint one. So, do I get peppermint, mocha, whatever, warm, or is it iced? I feel like that's a warm thing. Might be wrong. Yeah, I do all of that. Drop off my daughter, get Starbucks, go to UPS, and get to work all in 30 minutes. I should try peppermint ice cream. Do they have tiny peppermint ice creams? It's iced. It's not warm. It's iced. I'm intrigued. If I can find tiny peppermint ice cream, I will try the peppermint ice cream. I feel like I'll start there. Oh, you hated them all? That's horrible. I used to hate Starbucks. I never liked Starbucks coffee. I would say it's because I didn't know how to order, and I used to think that it tasted super bitter, or I'm just getting older. It could just be that I'm getting older and I like new things, but I used to try Starbucks when I was much younger, and I hated it all. Ordered a tall peppermint mocha latte. I'm about coffeeed out for the week. So I might save it for next week, but not a Wednesday. We don't need anything bad on a Wednesday. You know, I almost ordered something refreshing today instead of a coffee, and y'all, the social anxiety happened, and I panicked, and I didn't know how to order it in the app. This is going to sound silly. I keep trying to order a drink in the app that comes in the plastic cup with the plastic lid with the spout. And I keep not getting that. I keep getting the lid with the hole in the center that you have to put the straw in. I'm not asking them for the other lid. I like frozen coffees too. The caramel ribbon frappe from Starbucks. I love that one. I get an extra thing of the caramel crunchies because I love the texture of those little crunchy thingies. So only the refreshers come with that cool lid. I mean, it's not a cool lid. I just really want the lid. I could have sworn people in line in front of me have gotten that lid on coffees. But I order and I get the hole with the straw. I'm just examining things. Okay, so I think this is an absolutely stunning wreath. This is all of the supplies you get. Look, y'all. How can I show you? You're still going to have so much ribbon. 2, 3 wreaths out of the ribbon. This one's a little smaller, but y'all, I told you I cheated and I used that on an order. You could be done here. This is where you can stop. You don't have to go any further with it. This is all the supplies you have. You know, you got your 2 rolls of Deco mesh. You've got enough to add for another wreath, your sign, your bow, your ribbon tails. It's a beautiful wreath. Great for beginners. Great place to start. Essentially, I could have added a tail over here. Oh, I'm out of frame. Y'all have no idea where my hand is. Where this loop is. But it's just going to be, if I add one, because this is the check with a stripe and this is the check with a stripe, this right here is going to be the gingerbread. So the loop is doing the job. It just adds a little bit more character. So it could stop here. You don't have to add anything else to it. It's a beautiful wreath. Great for beginner wreath maker. Do we want to be done for the night, or do we want to take it to the next level and finish it how I would finish the wreath? Or we can finish this wreath live another night and we can take it to another level. We're going to add, what's going to happen is I've got gingerbread cookies with snowflakes on them. I could not find any gingerbreads I loved this year. We've got some beautiful pine. Y'all, I got this dirt cheap, and I will tell you how in a second. We have some marshmallows with chocolate and green, red, and white. We may or may not use these. We may or may not use the whole thing and maybe just use half. And then we have some more marshmallows. Y'all, these things are so cool. They're just little pieces of foam. Who knew? Awesome! So y'all, they have never marked down Christmas this early. I'm almost sure of it. I could be wrong, but Hobby Lobby, yes, is my therapy. I bought 40 of these from Hobby Lobby last night. I bought out the whole shelf. I don't normally do that, but I use this in a lot of my wreaths. I love it. It looks really good in wreaths. The quality is really good. Craft Outlet is where the marshmallows with the sprinkles are on it. Also, the Wreath Shop. The Wreath Shop is linked in my bio. Y'all, the original price on this beautiful piece of pine that has 6 whole pieces on it. I lied. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6. I spent $150 yesterday. I had 2 carts and my daughter was carrying out a huge bag. I'm going to cut these off the stem. They are $3.99, not even on sale. Great price. They are 60% off right now. I was trying to math. So I make it $1.50 something. Craft Outlet for the marshmallows or the Wreath Shop. The Wreath Shop is linked in my bio. I do get a percentage of sales from there. Not a whole lot. It's nothing like life-changing, but y'all, so I say that you need to go to Hobby Lobby now, but if people would stay the heck out of Hobby Lobby, if we didn't touch anything until the day after Christmas, we would be able to get so much stuff at 90% off. $1.60, thanks. My calculator wasn't picking up all my numbers. I hate this calculator. Got it from Walmart. Half the numbers, half the time don't work. But I love this. So, I used to go in here and I would cut it and make these super long. I don't do that anymore. Yes, I was going to take the day off and my boss is like, we're not open. I was like, can you repeat that one more time? She's like, we're closed on that day. And I said, you got to be kidding me. I said, never in my entire wreath making career have I ever been able to go to Hobby Lobby the day after Christmas. I said, I've never been so excited in my life. I'm not taking the kids and I've got a map. I've got a map of all of the Hobby Lobbies that I intend on going to and all of the Walmarts I plan on going to. I'm not waiting for Walmart to go. So they're not going to drop it 90% or whatever, 80% for Walmart the day after Christmas. But y'all, that stuff will be gone. So I've got a map of all of the Walmarts and all the Hobby Lobbies I'm going to the day after Christmas. Haven't planned out my Starbucks stops and my food yet. I don't have a Hobby Lobby in my town. The closest one is 20 minutes, and that one's always sold out of stuff because it's in Sevierville, and all of the tourists stop there. Oh, I meant to show you how I cut these off. I take my cutters, I go right along this bar, and I just give it a snip. Now we have a super cute piece of pine. They have 2 shades of this. They have a brighter green and they have a darker green. We're going to use them both in this, I think. I'm going to start off by cutting out 6. And we'll, you still need to take the trip. Y'all, you see this pick? I want to tell you something about this. This piece of metal, awesome. If you want to catch the end where we're taking this wreath over the top, I'm going to post it hopefully tomorrow to YouTube. Take this pick. This pick is fantastic. Take it and cut it off right after this little nubby thingy. Cut it off. Throw this piece away that's got the little nubbies on it. You see this right here? I use these in my glue pot when I need to dab something with glue. I have, I don't know, 15 or 20 of them down there on my tray. As they get too full, like that one was that I just showed you, I just chuck them in the trash. But these are great. I've used these in my glue pot to dab glue on stuff when I need to. You will hardly find me using my glue gun. Okay, so let's start with our first 6 pieces. And we're going to go through and we're just going to add all sorts of pine into this wreath. You're going to take this end of the pick. Keep all of these in your fingers if you're using a glue pot, because they will melt, and dab them in your glue pot. Or use your glue gun and put hot glue on it. Either or. Don't buy Dollar Tree glue. It will not hold up in all the weather changes. Either Gorilla Glue sticks or industrial glue sticks. I get mine from Surebonder, and they're industrial pellets. And you're just going to push it down into your evergreen wreath. I'm going to use quite a bit of this pine, just to add some texture and color, but also because the price is so good. I cut that one a little short. Dab it down in your glue. You want to set your glue at your glue pot. For me, mine is a little bit past the halfway point, but you want it thick like honey. You don't want it runny. We're just going to go in here and push it into this pine wreath. I'm going to put quite a bit in there. Sweet Girl Design Co.'s is my YouTube. Sweet Girl Design Co. Not Co.'s. Sweet Girl Design Co. I have nothing on there right now. This is going to be my first video on YouTube. I will link it in my bio as soon as I figure out how. I got my glue skillet on Amazon. Sometimes on Amazon it's listed for a fantastic price. Sometimes on Amazon the price is super outrageous. It's all a supply and demand thing. So it just kind of depends, but it's on Amazon. It's just, let me get a ruler. I'll tell you how many inches it is. It's a 6-inch skillet. And I got it from Amazon, and I get my glue pellets all the time. So I got 2 of the bright green ones right here. I'm going to add a dark green one right here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Even though I said I wasn't going to go that far and cut the other one, I want to mix up these colors. Y'all, I keep saying I'm going to add videos to YouTube, but TikTok, you have to have really good service to upload your lives, because mine are anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours. So I just haven't been able to upload that many to my phone to get them listed. Or not listed, posted to YouTube. Y'all, I'm just sticking this in here at random. For $3.20, you can't beat it on this pine, just to give it some nice filler. If after Christmas I go into a Hobby Lobby and they have more, I will buy more. Because it did not go up. It was $3.99 last year, but at the rate things are increasing, I imagine this pine will probably be more expensive next year. Y'all, I'm just going in here at random places and shoving it in. Give it more texture, more color. I love it. I brought no more pine up with me from the car. I'm hiding, or not hiding, but I have all of my bags from our shopping trip yesterday out there. Just push it down into that evergreen that's already in your wreath. It's going to hold it. I'm putting some down here. You can hear contraband in the back of your car. This says it's an elite. I used to have it linked in my bio, and Amazon told me I don't have enough followers to have an affiliate link with Amazon. So all my links stopped working this week. So I had to remove them. That's awesome. I love the cardinal and the snowman. I'm making a snowman wreath next week. That's going to be listed in my shop. So yeah, we're just adding in pine, y'all. Just takes it to the next level. Increases your pricing on it. Increases your quality. You know, a regular wreath versus a high-end wreath. My husband doesn't say anything about my shopping experiences anymore. As long as the bills are paid and we both are contributing to our children's schooling because they go to private schools, he doesn't say anything anymore. I actually have my money, bill money, savings, and then I have business money. Now, he does not follow me on TikTok because I've asked him not to. Because I get nervous. Y'all, talk about cutting it close. I should have spaced them out just a little bit further. But I'm mixing up the colors. I'm not putting all the dark ones next to each other, and I'm not putting all of the light ones. I'm just mixing up the colors. He may question my insanity when I come home from with everything from Hobby Lobby after Christmas. I'm hoping to be able to get some really cool Grinch stuff, not to sell. My bedroom is Grinch themed, but I've never bought any signs or anything. Just because. I don't remember. The snowman had natural and natural snowdrift. The cardinal, I can't see it from here. Where is the cardinal? The cardinal had natural with lime green metallic. It had this one. It had black. And it had probably regular natural. So this. I've been using a ton of this year. I had enough red with the cardinal ribbon and the cardinal itself. I didn't add red mesh to that one. I really need like one more piece of this, and I don't have any up here. It will do. I got a little tight on this side. This is just a piece of scrap that I have left over from a pick from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to cut off one of the little, what is this? Sprig. Oh crap, I had an order I needed to do tonight. It's little. They're little presents that someone picked up, and they wanted me to change out the greenery on them, and I forgot all about it. They're downstairs. I'm just going to go in here, and I'm just going to add a little piece to the bottom of this bow here. Uh-oh. If you ever get glue on your ribbon like I just did, wait till it dries and you can pull it off. It was on my fingertip. I'm just adding some greenery to this bow. I can't pick up the glue pot. It's right here. It's a 6-inch glue pot. And it has glue pellets in it. Some of them aren't melted yet. When I add fresh glue pellets to it, they take much longer to melt. It'll probably take 2 nights to melt. No, I don't run it all night. It just will take the second time of me turning it on. Okay, so we added a little bit of pine to the bow to add some texture to that. Now that that's dry, just roll it off. Lots of natural and a lot of black for Christmas this year. I just ordered like 12 more rolls of black and natural. All right, so just by adding pine, we already upped the wreaths design. Just by adding a little bit of pine. It cost us $3 and change to do that. And some scraps. Next, I want to add in these super cute foam gingerbread cookies. But see how this just added a nice pretty texture and a little bit of additional greenery color to the wreath. Didn't need a whole lot, nothing special. Didn't take us a whole lot of additional work. Now we're going to add in these cute, oh, I'm sorry, I thought they were foam. They're felt gingerbread cookies. Not really 100% sure how many we're going to add. Let's start with 3 because we like odd numbers. We may add all 5. That might be a little bit much though. The finished wreath, this finished wreath right here is available over my shop, sweetgirldesigns.com. The wreath kit is also available in my shop, same place, sweetgirldesigns.com. If you're looking for links to supplies, if you check out my bio over at TikTok, I've got some listed there. Just shove it nicely. I ship mine through UPS, but I don't use the UPS website and I don't go to the UPS to do that. If you check out my link in my bio, it says Go Shippo, my shipping service. I use Go Shippo, and it does link directly with Etsy. So anytime you get a sale on Etsy, it will send it over to Go Shippo. And all you have to do is put in your dimensions. And it will give you pricing. I do UPS ground 2 or 3 day. Please read the policies on Go Shippo. I recently learned that if you start a new Go Shippo site, your first purchase with Go Shippo, like your first shipping label purchase, they do automatically charge your account $25 in a little bank for future purchases. I did not know that. I just thought you'd be charged for the label that you need at that time. But I love it. My pricing is great. Holiday pricing has started to happen. So you will see an increase in rates right now. So do adjust your shop according to those rate increases. My 8-inch box right now, average shipping is going for $25 from my area. That could be different if you're in a different area than me. My 6-inch box, which technically measures out to 6.5 inches, is shipping an average of $19 right now. Those are both up from where they were a year ago and where they were just a month ago. I used to be able to ship a wreath in a 6-inch box. Technically, it measures out at 6.5 inches for $15. Everywhere except for like California and weird places. What size, Sandy, was your box, and what company did you go through? Did you go directly to USPS and ship it? And what was the depth of your box? Like, was it 6 inches? Was it 4 inches? This didn't grab onto anything. I'm in East Tennessee. USPS 6 inches. You definitely should check out Go Shippo. It's linked in my bio. You do need to check stuff. So just as an example, all of this pine was already attached. We finished that earlier. Go ahead and grab a hold of every piece that you attached and make sure it doesn't pull out. Sometimes it doesn't catch it, and so it will. You can run test runs in Go Shippo. Just go to wherever you last shipped, put in their name, their address, and go pop in those dimensions of your box. Make sure you're measuring every box. The underside of your box is going to say it's 6 inches. That is the inside dimension of your box. They will charge you more after. You'll get billed for it. So make sure you're measuring the outside of your box. But see, you want to come through and pull on these to make sure they are attached. Like when I first put this one on, it didn't attach to anything. It's still not attaching to anything, y'all. It's fighting me. Me and this piece of gingerbread cookie are in a fight. So hopefully that helps. I am doing a how I ship my wreaths tutorial that I'm trying to sell as a tutorial in that's hot, in Etsy on how I ship my wreaths. It may be different for you, but this is how I do it and it works for me. But I can't figure out how to upload it or anything like that. I'm still learning, y'all. I just got hot glue everywhere. Y'all, tired. Okay, now that's not going anywhere because it didn't want to attach in the first place. Those little gingerbread cookies are cute. Thank goodness I have acrylics because that glue will come off as soon as it dries. So we're going to save these. I'm not going to add any more in. I think 3 is a perfect touch. Let's add in some foam marshmallows. I'm just cleaning them up a little bit. I noticed when I opened up the package, there is a little bit of extra hot glue. I don't want to see that. Neither does my customer. So clean them up, y'all. This little marshmallow is falling off. So I'm going to take one of those little sticks I talked about having with, from that floral pick from the greenery. I'm going to add a little bit of glue to it. If it's thick like honey, you don't have to worry about it running. Just going to add a little bit to that stick. I'm going to put it back on the marshmallow. I'm going to put the marshmallow back on, I should say. Awesome. If you don't find them now, just know it's late in the season for Christmas. Just to catch them a little sooner next year. But check out the Wreath shop. The second one's linked in my bio. They're so cute. And then if you don't find them at the Wreath shop, check out Craft Outlet. They may have some still. But we're definitely late in the year. All right, I thought I needed the stems longer, but not really. I love the green and the red and how it just draws all of the colors back, draws all of the colors together. I wouldn't have added these marshmallows if it didn't have all of the colors. And there's no method to this. When you're adding picks in, you're just putting them wherever. Try to do things in odd numbers, but it doesn't always happen. Sometimes we do even number stuff. And that's okay. I feel like these marshmallows are about to be even number stuff. You could dry put in all of your pick sprays and pine before you go back and attach them with glue. When I'm not comfortable with a wreath that I'm designing and I'm kind of doing things at a whim, I'll put everything in dry. So I'll pop all my pine in without any glue, all of my little picks and sprays without glue, and then I'll come back and I'll glue everything in after. That's okay too. The more practice you have, the faster this will be. If you're in a hurry, don't go live and create a wreath. Less than 3 of the night. You know what, y'all? I'm just going to use the whole darn pick. Check them. Do the pull test. We don't want to pull the one we just glued, though. Give it a minute to dry. What do y'all think? Do we like that we took it to the next level? You definitely could have stopped at the at just the ribbon. Thanks, y'all. It is listed in my shop if anyone is interested in purchasing it. sweetgirldesigns.com will take you directly to my Etsy. You can check out there as a guest, or you can make a profile. Either is okay. Susie, you were in a live last night that I was watching with the green monster. I didn't comment on the live. Good night. I have a couple more of these marshmallow things, but y'all, I don't think it needs it. I think I'm done. All right, y'all. I'm going to snap some pictures of this, and then it is shower and bedtime. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you're catching this over on YouTube for the replay, don't be shy. Ask questions if you have any, and I'll get back to you. I also post on Facebook and Instagram the nights that I'm going to go live. I try to do that about midday to give y'all a heads up. Good night, y'all. Thank you.